forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the bay.
It's the Jack, boy.
Lost a lot of people, man. Countless friends, several friends, associates. But this one go up there, you know. This one. I haven't felt this hurt in a long time, man. Since I lost my mother.
The Jacka, popular Bay Area rapper, first got his start back in the 90s as a member of the group Mob Figaz. Their album made it onto Billboard's hip-hop charts at the time. He then launched a solo career in 2001.
To me, it's not even real, you know? It hasn't even set in yet.
We met with Stanley Cox, who is better known as Mr. Fab, outside a home in North Oakland where he was clearly devastated by Dominick Newton's death.
He was always positive. Even in his darkest night, he always shed light, you know? And to me, that's what I'm gonna remember more than anything.
Rap music in the Bay Area are mourning the death of a popular Bay Area rapper known as the Jacka. He was shot to death last night in Oakland.
They don't really give me a lot of spins though, but it don't even matter because you know, the radio is cool and shit, but you know, I be having hella little like sample CDs and demos and shit, whatever I have, the promotional items and shit to pass out to the motherfuckers to listen to, videos and shit for visual, just to make up for the times I ain't getting spent on the radio, and then you know, just out there, just on the streets, like fucking with it, just really fucking with the people and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really just gonna. It made me sell records, you know what I'm saying? So that's, once I realized that that's selling records is what it, you know, really what it's all about. So that's what I be trying to really focus on, try to focus on that aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? Like all the fame and shit is cool, but if you ain't selling records, that's like at the end of the day, it ain't adding up, you feel me? Yeah. But eventually, if you keep coming up with dope shit, you will start selling records though, you know what I'm saying? But
for real?
You know, as of now, you know, we was young niggas though when I first came out, and we had sold hella records and shit, you know, before they started really fucking with niggas on the radio and shit.
Yeah.
So still had sort of like a following, a fan base from that, you know what I'm saying? And so I just still hit those markets, cause you know what I'm saying? That nigga Yuck, Bo, 40, everybody from the Bay that's big, short, everybody that made it, you know, I fucked with those niggas.
Right.
And then at the same time, I followed their path. Like all the places they've been and that they big at, people know them at.
Right.
That's where you know, I went to those places and got known up in them places too. You know, started passing my music out and shit, you know. And, you know, cause that's what it is, you know, them niggas set the path for us, we just gotta follow it. That's the only thing we gotta do is follow their path. The shit that they done, we'll sell, you know, some independent rec units, you know, doing some good numbers.
Bay Area music icon shot and killed in Oakland. On the streets he rapped about, and now 2.5 years later his murder is still a mystery. Oakland police refuse to talk about it. Only on 5, Kristen Ayers on the search for the justice for Jacka.
His name was Dominick Newton.
Very likable, very friendly, like good manners, you know, like really just overall, like all around good guy.
But the Bay Area and the world would know him as the Jacka. The Pittsburg rap artist who came to prominence post-hyphy, the energetic party rap born in the Bay Area in the 90s. The Jacka made his name on an album called Tear Gas. This was the song that put him on the map. But Matt Werner, CEO of the Bay Area hip-hop company Thizzler on the Roof, says he became known for a style that bucked the bluster of mainstream rap.
You know, he really brought a different side of the Bay Area where he was a lot more contemplative and, you know, more like gangster rap oriented, but also telling, you know, the, I guess like the darker side of, you know, these street stories that, you know, a lot of people glorify.
Prashant Kumar was the Jacka's manager, a friend since high school.
It was most important for him to touch people that were going to understand him and that were going to understand the music that he was doing. That was like what was most important, you know, to touch people that came from the struggle, touch people that came from poverty, touch people who were in jail, touch people who were lost.
Little mama, what you feeding that thing in the baby like damn without trade ain't the same.
And then, on February 2nd, 2015, the music stopped.
We've learned that a man shot and killed in Oakland tonight was a local rapper.
He was shot and killed on this corner in East Oakland, which neighbors have nicknamed 94th and Jacka. 2.5 years later, there are rumors.
From the stories that I've heard is that, you know, it was something unintentional, that it was, you know, a random thing, that he wasn't even targeted or anything and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that just makes it worse.
But his murder is still a mystery.
I know all the stories of what could have happened and what somebody swears had happened. Yeah, we've heard them all. But, you know, they don't really matter. He's not here.
Kumar says he wants closure for his friend's family, but Oakland police have never named a suspect or made an arrest. They declined an interview for this story. All his friends and fans can do is work to keep his memory alive.
The idea is just to like make sure that he's not forgotten and make sure that his legacy lives on forever.
But we miss him. We miss him a lot. You know, we miss him a lot. Everybody misses him. It's not the same without him. It'll never be the same. That's what we always say. It'll never be the same.
So when something like this happens to somebody who we feel is untouchable, it rattles us to the core.
Fab adds, this shooting is a direct result of the troubles that so many inner city youth face.
All you know is darkness. All you know is a disdain feeling towards the rest of the world because no one else has ever cared.
Hey, y'all know the situation. This shit got Popalot. We back on mob business. We on our way to sunny California with it. Y'all meet us in the Bay, Coke Town, Oakland. 94th and Jacka's the location. We talking about a legend. Now today I'm gonna do my best to tell you the story of a hometown kid that would take his craft to the next level, where he would go on to reach almost like cult status, only to die senselessly in those same streets that he would represent in his music. And the person that I happen to be talking about is going to be a guy by the name of Dominick Newton, better known as Shahid Akbar, but even better known as the Jacka or Jack Boy. Now, on today, February the 2nd, 2023, which would mark the 8-year anniversary to the death of the East Oakland rap legend. And matter of fact, let me take that back. After doing my research for this episode, I would have to go on and call him a rap legend, as I saw that he would work on over 50 projects, most of them independently, to major success, with a lot of the albums, including 3 of his solo albums, charting in the U.S. Top 100. So if you know anything about music, or even better, if you know anything about independent music, you know exactly how big that is, because niggas ain't doing that with budgets. Now, Jacka, who hails from Pittsburg, California, a town located in the East Bay region of the San Francisco Bay Area, which is also a part of the Sacramento-San Joaquin River Delta area, a small but growing city with only about 75,000 people, it did see an increase of about 20% over the last 10 years. It was said that Jacka was born to very young parents. In some places I read even as young as 14. Having young parents is always going to be hard on a child, but if that was the case, you could only imagine how hard it had to be for Jacka coming up. And it was said that he would become the breadwinner in the house at a very early age. Now, I'm not exactly quite sure how early that was, but I did see an interview where he would speak on serving time early on in his life, as well as seeing the article that he would end up serving about 1 year for Grand Theft Auto as well as armed robbery. Now, his life would change drastically in around 1998 when another Bay Area legend by the name of Sebo would approach him and several of his friends at a record store with a recording opportunity. Now, this is where I'm going to need my people from the Bay to tap in, because I'm not sure if it's something that he's seen in the young teenagers or if their group was formed already. But the Jacka, along with AP9, FedEx, Hustler, Ryder J. Clyde, would go on to form what Wikipedia would call a West Coast supergroup called Mob Figaz, which would lead to the May 18, 1999 release of a street classic, Sibo's Mob Figaz. The album will be released on West Coast Mafia Records / Get Paid Entertainment. The album would feature a A-list of the Bay's who's who as far as the features and the production was concerned. I'm sure to the surprise of everyone, the album will peak at 63 on the U.S. top R&B and hip-hop albums, which really never happened. Now, 2 years later, on the wave of that success, he would go on to release the first of several solo albums titled The Jacka of Mob Figaz. Though that album wouldn't chart, it would plant the Jacka as a staple in Bay Area music, as 3 of his future albums would go on to chart, with the first one being the Street album, which was released in 2080, that would peak at number 80, followed by Tear Gas, that would peak in the U.S. at 93, followed by Flight Risk, that will also chart in 2011 at 70. Though not a household name, after releasing hits like Glamorous Lifestyle, a lot of people say that at the time of Jacka's death, he was set to make that transition to national stardom. But it would be on the same exact date 8 years ago where the dream would get deferred. In some outlets I read, Jacka was attending a video shoot. Some outlets said he was at something called a jam session, where shots would erupt at about 8 p.m. in the evening, and he would end up being shot in the head. He would be transported to Eden Medical Center in Castro Valley, California, where he would go on to be pronounced dead. Immediately after his death, word would emerge from the streets that the shots were not intended for the Jacka, but everybody know how shots go. Them shits don't got no addresses. And though considered a regional star at the time of his death, it would be covered by outlets as wide as CBS News, XXL Magazine, The Mercury News, The Source, Rolling Stone, MTV, and even Reuters. And even me, as hip as I am, I was not even sure of the full magnitude of the impact that the Jacka would have on Oakland music, and that transition that he was in the process of trying to make, as he had projects with Freeway, who would go on to mourn the rapper after his death. His death will also be mourned by Wu-Tang great Raekwon the Chef, as well as NBA legend Damian Lillard, who would go on to say, R.I.P. to Jacka, Oakland rap legend. Life was taken tonight in Oakland. Gotta do better towards our own, man. So on that note, I want to say R.I.P. to the Jacka. I definitely want my people from the West Coast to get in the comment box. Y'all let us know when the first time y'all heard about Jacka. Y'all let us know the impact. And y'all know the question we always ask. How big would Jacka be right now if he was here today? Y'all hit the red subscribe button right under this video so y'all know when this real trill spill shit is dropping. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let us know what cities we need to go to, what stories we got wrong, what gangsters we need to cover, what we missed, all of that. And stop playing with me. Y'all know I'm here for all this shit, man. Y'all get at me on IG, Twitter, POP_A_LOT. Whole lot of mob shit going on.